everybody, I'm Katie. Welcome back to my kitchen, and today's recipe calls for pizza, one of the most ancient recipes of all times. We're going to make a veggie pizza and a pizza with Greek feta cheese. So what do you say? Let's start painting. Preheated oven, since we're baking, 350 Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius for the pizza dough and the pizza. Okay, let's see the rest of the ingredients so we can get started. Of course, we're going to need our pizza dough. This is the same recipe like my old school bread. Here, the dough is going to give you 2 pizzas. The old school bread, if you do that recipe, the entire recipe is going to give you 4 pizzas. Okay, let's go to the rest of the ingredients. We're going to need some all-purpose flour. This is just for dusting. Olives, black olives without the pit. 1 chopped onion, salt and pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, a little bit of oregano, fresh oregano, 3 colored peppers, and 1 chili pepper. We're going to put that in the veggie one. And this, of course, mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. And this is going to go into these 2 green peppers and 1 onion, 1 whole onion, into our feta pizza. 1½ cups of chopped tomatoes. Of course, feta cheese, it's about 200 grams, 220 grams. And of course, olive oil. 1 cup of olive oil. Those are the ingredients so we can start making our pizza. Okay, let's start chopping our mushrooms. So we can saute them because I'm not going to put these in raw. We're just going to chop them up like that into hearty pieces because they are going to reduce in size. Hearty chunks, and we're going to saute it together, the mushrooms, with our chopped onion and the 2 cloves of garlic in the olive oil. I want you to put your stove on medium high. Okay, let's chop our last mushroom like that. This is the best and healthiest fast food. I don't know why it's so underestimated, actually. And especially if you make it at home and it's a homemade pizza, it's so healthy for you. You have your veggies, you can put any toppings you like. Okay, let's chop our garlic. Okay, I'm putting in my onion and the garlic. I want, like I said before, I want my onion to saute really nicely. I always cook my mushrooms before. I don't want woody, raw taste. I don't like it in my pizza, so I saute it before. Because usually when you put this in raw, once you take the pizza out, you feel like you're eating plastic. It doesn't taste like a mushroom. Well, at least I don't like it that way. Okay, now I'm going to put on my stove, I'm going to lower my stove on medium low, and we're going to let this saute all by itself for about 15 minutes. Season them with a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. I'm doing this at the end because if I did it in the beginning, they're going to extract a lot of water, and we don't want that in our pizza. We don't want a silky pizza dough. Oil again in the same pan. It's about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to put my stove back on medium low, and now we're going to add our garlic for the sauce. And did I say meat sauce? Wrong again. It's the tomato sauce. Just a little. We're going to saute just a little. I don't want a bitter flavor from the garlic. I'm putting in my tomatoes, like that. A tablespoon of sugar. Combine it well. I'm going to season it with pepper and my salt and oregano. Lots of oregano. Oops. Be careful. careful at this point you don't get burned. You should have your stove on medium low. Okay, let's chop our veggies, the tomato now, because this is going to go into the veggie pizza. Don't worry about the juices. We don't want those in. And we're doing this now so we can wait for the sauce and the mushrooms to cool down. Chili peppers is fine. You don't have to put it in. You can just leave them with the colored tomatoes. It's fine. Like that. And let's go to the peppers. I'm going to finish the rest and I'll show you what they look like in a little bit. We cut the veggies, our toppings are ready so they can be put on our pizza. The only thing that's not ready is the pizza dough so we can spread it out. And like I've said in other recipes, you're going to have your baking dish upside down, okay? So you can get the perfect baking. I'm just dusting a little bit of flour on top like that. I'm putting it on the side for later on. These are 2 baking dishes. I have one there and one on the top of the oven. And now we're going to start setting our dough. We're just going to cut it in half like this with my hands. They're going to give you 2 pizzas. That's 1. Hold on a bit. Cover it up so no flies can go on it. And now with my flour, I'm going to dust again like that. And I have a thick rolling pin. I'm not going to do anything else to this dough. I'm just going to put the outsides in like that. I'm going to spread it on my surface. And now, let the cameraman come a little closer so you can get the pizza like you get it from the pizza place. This is what you're going to do so you can get those really puffy edges on the side. This is very important for your pizza, like that. This dough doesn't have to rest twice like the bread dough. Once it rises once, you're ready to go. And now, I'm going to flip it over. Put a little bit of flour again. And I'm just going to stretch it out with my rolling pin. It's a classic size pizza. It's going to give you 8 slices. Now, if you're thinking that I'm rolling it with a rolling pin and the sides are going to ruin, no, they're not. Don't worry. We did it in the beginning, and you'll see the results in the end. Like that. It's really easy. And if you see bubbles on your pizza dough, that means you made a very nice pizza dough. It should have bubbles. And you should always get very good flour when you're baking. Like that. It depends on how thick you want it. I don't want my pizza too thin. I don't want it too thick. Medium. Like that. See how thick it is? Now, again, I'm repeating the same process. I'm just going around with my finger like that. All around. This is going to puff up really beautifully in my oven. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to do almost the same thing like we made the filo. Almost, not that thin. Put a little in the center. And like I said, it has to be cool. Do not put hot sauce on your pizza. You go from the insides and out. Like that. From the insides out. Smells spectacular like a pizza place. Right now I can smell the garlic, I can smell the oregano. We're going to put the fresh oregano when it's baked so we can have a nice freshness. Okay, that's it. We're doing the veggie one first, of course. And now I'm putting in my mushrooms. This one's going to have mushrooms. The other one is going to have the feta cheese. Like that. You can put anchovies if you like anchovies also, not on the veggie one. Of course on the veggie one you can do whatever you like. But because this is veggie, we're not putting any protein. It's a real hearty pizza. You're going to absolutely love it. Like that. Make sure when you're putting in your mushrooms that you're not putting in the liquid. We don't want that because it's going to get soggy, like I said. And now to this, we're putting in some olives. Black olives with no pits. Be very careful. You don't want anybody going to the dentist the next day. Like that. And the rest are going to go with the feta one. And now we're going to put in our colorful peppers. This is going to bake for about 45 minutes until the edges, the edges of the pizza are going to be nice and golden brown, because that's what they're going to be. Okay, doesn't that look wonderful? Don't worry about the peppers being so puffed up. They're going to reduce, of course, in size. And if you make it with mushrooms, please cook them before. It's way better. Okay, I'm putting this baby in, and we're going to let it bake, like I said, for about 45 minutes. I forgot, I'm going to put my tomatoes in. They're fine. It's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm ready to spread my second dough. Same thing goes for here. You pinch it on the side like this so we can get that beautiful crust everybody likes. Putting the tomato sauce in the middle and spreading it outside. In the middle, like that, so everything can go nice and evenly. In another recipe, we'll make some pizza with Gouda, or we'll make it with some Greek cheese like I had the other time. Do you remember I made it in one of my recipes? I made it with kefalotiri. It's really beautiful. Spicy cheese. Okay, that's done. I'm going to put my olives. And my feta cheese. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take a feta cheese. It's about 200 grams. If you don't want that much, you don't have to put it all. Big hearty chunks. Don't mush it a lot because it's going to melt. This is a really hearty pizza. And again, this one is going to cook at the same time. And we're going to put the onions. Goes great with the feta cheese. This is really a Mediterranean pizza. All the colors that we want. Beautiful. We're going to put it in. Let's go. They've baked beautifully. This is the veggie one. And the feta cheese one. Okay, quick tip here. Your pizza is supposed to be moving when you take them out. That's how you know you made a perfect bake. If they're stuck, something went wrong with your dough. And so we can give it a little freshness. We're going to add some fresh oregano. A little bit, because it does go a long way. It really has a strong taste to it. Like that. And this is optional. I always put a little bit of olive oil on top, like that, just a little bit. That's it, guys. That's the recipe for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward till next time, and always remember, cooking brings people together. Bye.